Well, we have a slight breaking news update at this point in time when it comes to the future of one of Australia's star batters, and that is David Warner. Breaking news, folks. David Warner has outlined his desire that he wants to retire from Test cricket after the Pakistan series. That is the key point that is mentioned here. David Warner has said that he would like to retire after playing the Sydney Test against Pakistan that will happen in January 2024. David Warner has undergone a rather prolonged slump, and one was wondering about his international future in the last couple of months because he didn't have that much of a good time in the series against India. He just had one double century against South Africa, but prior to that, in the series against Pakistan and Sri Lanka, he had a very lean patch as well. So, David Warner, for people who are joining us now, David Warner has put out his retirement date from Tests. He hopes that he plays the test against Pakistan that will happen in January 2024. And that is the period that he wants to ensure that he quits playing red ball cricket. Whether he quits white ball cricket is a different equation altogether because David Warner has stated that he hopes to be playing white ball cricket after the end of the T20 World Cup that will be held in the West Indies and in USA. Now, this is the statement that David Warner had given when he was asked about this question just in the build up to the ICC World Test Championship final against India. So basically, he has just said, you've got to score runs. I would have always said that the 2024 World Cup would probably be my final game. If I can get through this World Test Championship final and the ensuring Ashes campaign and make the Pakistan series, I will definitely finish up then. He's also given this caveat that if he does not perform well in the ICC World Test Championship as well as in the Ashes 5 tests against England, then David Warner might make the decision to quit a fairly earlier also, because remember, Warner has not had a good record in England after touring there for close to a decade. He averages well under 25 there, and it is really important that David Warner steps up not just in the World Test Championship final but also in the series against England. He hasn't scored a single century in England as well, so it is going to be a big test for David Warner. These next 6 tests are make or break for David Warner's red ball career. However, we don't know whether he will be a confirmed starter even in the World Test Championship final. What if Australia want to play 4 out and out pace bowlers, 5 out and out pace bowlers? That is the equation that they'll have to determine on the day of the match. So for people who are joining us now, David Warner has said that his wish to retire from Test cricket could probably be around January 2024 during the New Year's Test against Pakistan at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Remember, in the latest WTC cycle, West Indies and Pakistan will be going to Australia, and Australia will be playing 3 tests against Pakistan. The Boxing Day Test and the New Year Test as well is included in that against Pakistan. So, David Warner is hopeful that he can at least ensure he succeeds in the World Test Championship final and the 5 tests. If he doesn't do well in that, the call to retire from red ball cricket might be taken a lot earlier. If he succeeds in that, then the ideal equation is that he would want to retire from tests during the New Year's game against Pakistan in January 2024. It is not a curtain call on his white ball career. Warner is saying that I can play white ball cricket for close to 2024. He wants to play the T20 World Cup that will be held in the West Indies and in USA in 2024, July, August, in that period. So this is the major breaking about David Warner. And you felt that over the last couple of years, David Warner was having a slump in international cricket. Very inconsistent. ODIs he's been doing relatively okay, but T20s he struggled. Test matches he struggled. And the calls were after he got injured and had a elbow injury in the series against India, will David Warner be playing any further tests? Because remember, he's played over 100 tests, 100 ODIs. He's just one shy of 100 T20 internationals. So perhaps Warner would want to play the white ball cricket far often, quit red ball cricket. January 2024 is his date, but if he doesn't do well in the Ashes, he might call time even before that as well. So yes, it is going to be a big day when David Warner retires. Remember, he's been one of Australia's best openers. And there's a question there from Sarat Chandra, will we play him in the Ashes or just he plays in Pakistan series? See, he will play the World Test Championship final. He will play in the Ashes. He's a very big player in that. But remember, England record has not been good. If he doesn't get picked for the World Test Championship final or in the Ashes, well, then he may probably announce it a little bit later that I am done with red ball cricket. I will now focus on white ball cricket until 2024. That is the way forward for David Warner, one feels. And yes, it is going to be a really, really big occasion when he retires, because you will want solidity at the top. Where will that come? So that is the way forward. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And who next after David Warner? That is a question which Australia will have to find out. Could it be Renshaw? Could it be Travis Head? Could it be Renshaw? Could it be Head? We don't know. So subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. See you.